Hello. This is part 5. I just love starting off every video with that for whatever reason. So, welcome back. Apologies for the phlegm and the deep voice. I think of a chest thing coming on. So, I kind of, I want to start this off a little bit different because I want to show you some of the awesome detail that has been, that I've been doing during the build since the last video. Um, and then I also want to kind of show you how it looks coming together. Now, there's lots of review videos of this out there as well, so you can see some of that. But I want to show you mine, and I want to talk a little bit about how it came together because a couple of things kind of really surprised me with this and how it came together and how I think it's going to come together. Because the next step now, I'll explain after this, is to build the blue bridge, right? So I'll show it to you first, and then we'll get into some of that. So. First and foremost, these are the two towers. Okay, so now that's one facet of each other. So that's one side. This is the other side. If you were to flip this one around, it would look the same as this one, right? So I just want to show you some of the detail here. So these are like little benches, like kind of shelving things. These are where the on the real bridge are the tension wires, right? I suppose they'll still be the tension wires connected here. And then to the side, you can see all this kind of detail here, and kind of these are the little architectural details, if you will, of it. And then up here, you can see where there's going to be more kind of. I'm pretty sure I know which pieces they're going to be, but more kind of the molding around here, which you guys will see once I finish that. You guys will see that kind of come up. But here's another kind of ledge thing. So this thing is chock a block full of detail. Look at that. And then if you look at it from the other side over here, you can see even more detail. So now you notice these two gaping holes here. That is where the blue bridge, which I'll show you, that blue bridge right there, where that's going to connect to on either side. So this is the back here, right? And you can see, there's a lot of cool detail on here as well. And I like these kind of windows. Although I kind of wish there was glass in these. Now, I think on the actual building, they are probably just arches. I think when I looked at the building, it actually is just arches, right? But still, I don't know. Like, I want glass in there. But it's still really cool. The only thing, and I mentioned this, I think, during the first video, is it is completely hollow. Completely hollow. Yep. Completely and utterly hollow. But, having said that, and I don't think you can see them all that well, but they're kind of, see those white things sticking out? I kind of think you could improvise floors in there, but the thing about it is that I don't think it would really make a lot of sense because you couldn't really take it off, right? I thought during one of the previous videos that when I was putting it together that I was like, oh, this is going to be the the removable section. No, so the way where that ended up happening at was actually right here. And what's really interesting is that it was to lead up to these round bits here. So you can see them, they're actually quite square at the moment. And that's because you can see it here, they square off here in the photo as well. But these round kind of gray pieces here, which you can see maybe even better this way, they need to be set up, right? And so there was a bunch of little like ones, I'll show you the piece to you, that went across the actual floor, if you will. And I was like, all right, well, this is where I'm going to be able to remove this. And yeah, no, not in the least is it removable. So these are the pieces. I don't know, there's probably a name for them, but these are the pieces that went across. So they just went across here like this. And then the pieces kind of had to go in all kind of funky. And then they let up. Like, I was really curious to see how it was all going to tie together. Because when I was looking at it, man, I could not figure out for the life of me how the heck this is going to tie together. But it did. It tied together fine. Now, the only thing that I'm a little bit kind of peeved by is how this kind of came together. So I'm going to show you a little thing here. See these bits here. So they are the only thing that keep this big, long thing here holding on. Now, like, I suppose, you know, like if you look at it, you can kind of see them in here. In fact, actually, you can see it right there, that little bit there. But I'm not really sure. I can't tell like if that's. I have to look at the picture again of the actual tower, but I can't really tell if that's like a architectural piece or what that is. Um, but I have to say, from a building technique, it is absolutely cool, right? Because like it allowed a really cool kind of. I was realizing that if that wasn't connected at the bottom, I could kind of flip it up a bit, and it really kind of tightens it into the side. So from a building technique standpoint, I think it actually is a pretty cool thing. But from a just a pure build standpoint, I was really surprised by it because I wasn't expecting it. Now, this is the most precarious floor that I've built so far. So as each floor went around, it would always be kind of precarious on the sides, like you can see here. Like this side basically will just come, if I pull on it, it'll come straight off. You can see it right there. And actually, you can see the pieces that I was talking about there. You see how they fit in there. And like that's pretty. Oops, you're all skyways. That's pretty weak, right? Now, most of the time, what happened when you're going around building it, you'd get kind of a 1x6 that would tie it all together, right? And then they would all be solid, right? So I'm sure that will happen now as I build up and get into the white spires. But I was really looking at it going, oh my god, this is gonna fall off. Like look at this thing here, right? So this entire piece, like it's wiggling. I could pull that off really easily. So maybe that's what that fellow meant by it being a weak kind of thing. But look, even with this, by the way, totally carrying it. In fact, I had my in-laws over here earlier today, and I was showing my brother-in-law this, and I just picked it up and grabbed it and handed it to him. And he was carrying it around. So they're still really strong pieces. It's just these particular fours are a bit weak, and I actually make sure I'm pushing them each down so they're really tight, secure. You know, there's not a lot of gaps there. Um, so yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how it kind of comes together with the bridge, and I'll show you. I mentioned before that little lip, and I'll show that to you. But I want to show you how it actually comes together. So you'll notice down here. Whoops. Wow. You notice down here these little thingamabobbers. So those are the connectors. Most of you who've ever built Lego before will be well aware of these. So the bridge just basically goes in there, snappity-doo, like this. Right? Whoops. Try to get into a position with light where you guys can see it a bit better. It's not really great, but anyway. So just pops in there, like so. Now, you can see right there the lip that I was talking about. Now it's a bit dark without the light on it. I'll try and see if I can turn this towards the light a bit. There we go. So you can see that lip there, and that is really, really annoying. As I was saying, like I'm going to use a 2x2 little piece to pull this up a bit because it's really annoying. But anyway, I'm going to put this other piece on the other side of it on really quick. You can imagine I'm doing this on my phone, right? Because yeah, why else? You know, why would you need a camera? Do it on your phone. So it's a little bit hard to do with one hand. But anyway, I'm gonna do it here. Oh, snap in there, little beast. Snap in there. Oh, there we go. I like how this is actually super difficult to do with one hand. Come on, you stupid thing. Here. Do you know what? Oh, there's one screen. There. It seemed way easier than it was, actually. How the flipping around thing that you're seeing on the video be like, man, that must seem like it was really difficult. No, it's actually really easy. So anyway, this is what it kind of looks like. I'll pan back a bit. So that's it with the two towers. And then, obviously, these rays in between. So, my idea is that I'll build a little ship to have in between there. Which is pretty cool when I have like a vast and stuff on it. But yeah, you can still see, and it's really kind of like it's really weak in there in the middle. I don't know. I was a little bit annoyed by this one actually. That's the one let down for me is this with this lip here as well. You can see it on the other side there too. So anyway, like I said, totally fixable. Just like I said in the last video, a little bit annoyed that was in such an expensive kind of build that was there. So anyway, so that's it so far. And in part 6, 5+1, I will have finished the top bits of these and talk a bit more about my experience with that. And I'll also have the Blue Bridge Cross. And depending on if I have time, I might build the other sides and actually complete it. So you never know, I might be done by 6. But what I'll do is I'll do these parts until I finish the actual build, and then I'll have a final kind of overall, all-encompassing one where I gush about how awesome it was and that sort of stuff. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 6. Take care.